we're going to let it flow. Hi,
accept.
Milers. Thank you for being here today. This is Beverly of Miles and Coffee, and I have a good one for you. So get your journal and your ink pen ready. It's just something about these cousins in my family, and I really thank them for being here for my birthday month. But before we begin, I want to give a shout out to my coffee donations, right? Because today's chat is brought to you by Valerie. Thank you, Valerie, from the Netherlands for your coffee donation. Also, if you like today's content, please, if you want to help the channel, you don't even have to send a coffee donation. You can just hit that like button and leave a comment, even if you can just say hi or bye. Now, without further ado, as I told you in the previous video, these coffee chats this month are actually by way of my family that is helping me celebrate a birthday. And so today you will meet a content creator, and he is a cousin, and his name is Alex. So without further ado, Alex, welcome to Miles and Coffee.
I am happy to be here. Come on, Beverly. Come on. Hey, cheers to you. You killing it. You killing it. Hey.
To the family.
To the family. To the family. Okay. I love doing stuff. You don't get to do it that often. So I love to do stuff with my family outside of my brother. So it's good. So
excellent. Oh, that's right. That's right. Because you all have collaborations all the time. But if I'm not mistaken, this is our first maybe of many collaborations. I don't know.
Yep.
But thank you again. Alex, please tell the viewers what you do and where you are from.
Well, hello viewers, but my name is Alex, and I'm from Chicago, and I am the creative director at a media company that I started with my brother and I, called A&D Media Group Incorporated. And that is where I do a lot of my visual work. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a media group.
Yeah, a funny story about that. The name my father came up with the name. So it's like A&D Media Group. It was Alex and Drew. So he went, so in efforts to get us started, because he saw what was in us, he helped us get official, so that way we wouldn't just hustle. He got us incorporated, and so we was able to take it and run with it. He does all the audio side and I do all the visuals. So Andy is a master music producer, engineer, different things like that. And I'm a photographer, videographer, producer, and all things visual, when it comes to that. So.
Oh, that is excellent collaboration. So you both get to use your gifts.
Yeah. So we're a full production media house that you can come in and kind of like, the goal is to be the one-stop shop, so that's what we try to do when we come together. Sometimes we come together and we're the artist or the client, maybe started with him or started with me, and we need music, and I'd be like, well, you could talk to my brother, we can take care of that for you. And so he'll curate a song or a track for them that's specifically for them, or an artist will come to him and say like, hey, we finished up this album and we need a music video. Then they'll come to me. And so sometimes it works out great like that, where we're able to come together. But otherwise, he has a great set of clients, and so do I.
Wow, that is just amazing. So would you say that during this quote unquote global pandemic, you were able to rise above the fray and just keep creating?
I would say, well, when we shut down, or when the world shut down, like during that shutdown, it was shut down. But I can say once even the slightest, like we peaked out, like, oh, we can come outside, then everybody, it picked up immediately. It picked up immediately because businesses were trying to convey rebuild trust in their customers or in their communities, and so they needed content because nobody's going to try to come see them. So they had to go reach them. So They had to create the videos that were going to be on social, that were going to be on different platforms. And I was able to help with that.
Well, kudos to you and Drew, because I do understand that he is prolific in music. So that makes
Oh,
sense
yeah.
that he would control the audio production. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
do know about your photography, and you have been successful with that. So now you're just merging those talents into a media group. And kudos to your father. May he rest
Yes,
in
yes,
glory.
yes.
Because he had the vision to say, let's take this and make it, put an entity on it.
Exactly. Yeah. He saw that, and then he invested in us. And so I encourage all fathers to do the same thing. Invest in your children,
Yeah.
because that was one of the greatest things to show, because, dad, he wasn't all of that lovey, like, oh, I love you, son. I love you, son. We didn't need that. It was like, he showed me he loved me by what he did, and by being able to trust us. He trusted us with this thing, with business. And because now when you go into business, you put yourself out in the world. Like,
yes,
you have an EIN number, you have you are traceable. Like, you have to maintain your reputation, so it's not like, you can just fly under the radar with a shoebox stash. No, this is legit business. And he introduced that to us, and he made it to where we weren't scared of it. How we can we said we want to go into business, and no, he showed us the way. Like, he took us downtown. We had to sit in the line at the Cook County House, at the county building, so that way you can apply and speak to it. And then we had to go to the other building for the tax thing. And so that way it was like, oh, wow. So this is what it takes. And so he introduced that. So yeah, I thank God that he invested in us. And
that's
I'm grateful
excellent.
for it. Yeah.
That is an excellent model of how to impart knowledge and success.
Yeah.
And, yes. And to show you the way. And now you guys are just flowing with it. So what is your mission? What would you say is the mission of the AD Media Group?
Well, the mission of the company, I would say, is to create content, or to be able to not just show what we do, but to show the impact that we can create. Our mission is more of impact. It's like, yeah, I got a camera. Yeah, I got a gimbal. Yeah, we can make beats. Yeah, we do all. But it's like, now that we've grown, our mission is really to, like, what kind of impact can we create? Like, okay, a business, like a business. It's like, yeah, you need a video, but why? It's like an artist. It's like, yeah, we need music production, but why? What is your message? What is their message? What are you trying to convey? And so focusing on impact really helps the client as well as us really, really hone in to make sure that everything that we do is purposeful. We're not just doing it, to just because we can. No, we're here to help them. And that's one thing that my father has taught us, is that we are servants. We're in the service business. And so we make sure that we are not just, we're not just a business. No, we serve, so that's probably the biggest thing. But of course, my mission is different in terms of my personal mission. But as far as the business, I think that's kind of how we that's the goal. That's the goal.
Okay, so you have an impact, and I would like to ask, what is your target customer or your target client? Your target client. When you want to make an impact, I should say, what is your target audience for that?
Sure. No, I think our target audience is anyone that is trying to build something, that is trying to tell a story, anyone that is trying to communicate a certain perspective. Those, we put an age on. We can put an age on it, but literally, I've served people from 70 to 2022. So, it's really based on, what message are they trying to convey, and do we fit that? So, because every artist has a style.
Yes.
And I feel like, and so if you come to us, you've kind of maybe seen our style. You may have recognized, what we do, and you like us, and so there's a fit. So anybody, yeah, because it's not just, I try not to put it in age range and stuff, but yeah.
Right. Okay, well, there is certainly a need for that. So now I would like to ask you, can you tell us, why did you decide to create your podcast on Facebook?
I love that you call it a podcast, because my god sister, she calls it a show. She's like, I feel like I missed a couple episodes, and I was like, these videos are like 2 or 3 minutes. Like, it's not even it's not a show, But I started this, like, I really wanted to do it because, well, one, out of obedience. I had to be obedient to what God told me to do. He told me to do this because it's not that, oh, you have to go and get something in order for God to tell you to do, in order for, like, I got to get this thing first. And then it's like, no, he works with what you have, what he's already given you. And so he gave me, he told me that I'm called to preach. He told me that he gave me the gift of, these talents, right? To be able to do video and editing and different things like that. And so and then he gave me the wherewithal to know who my audience is, or he gave me wisdom. So he took all of that and said, now I want to use you in this way. So that's why, we want to do that. Oh, go ahead. Do you want to ask me something?
No, I'm writing these down. That's the numbers I'm I'm taking notes, Alex.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, no, it's just really, truly to be obedient, to what God told me to do, but also to really create community amongst the creative, like people that create stuff. I just want to contribute, on here. I really want it, because social media was really like I love it, it's great, but it was like a hindrance to me, because I'm just scrolling, I'm just on here, like, and then not even giving anything, not even contributing. And so it was like, how's God been good, so good to you, and you're not even telling anybody, or you're not even helping my people. And so that was my reasoning to do that. And then, give I've been in business now a few years, and I guess I've amassed some kind of some level of wisdom in this business, and shooting everything from corporate weddings to corporate events to now politicians, so now it's like, there's some tidbits I guess I can give. So it would be a disservice. And I'm a firm believer of, like, whatever you get or whatever you receive, you're supposed to give it right back out. So it would do me no good to just hold on to all of what I have learned and what I have been given just for myself. So.
Well, you just spoke about, there's a saying, I guess this is the old school way of saying what you said, each one, teach one. And there are many young people who are looking to follow in your footsteps. So you do have some expertise to share. I want to ask, because you also talked about being and contributing to the content creators. I'm reading and paraphrasing what you wrote recently on a recent podcast. You spoke specifically to the content creators when you said, it takes courage.
Oh, yeah.
Be vulnerable.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah.
Can you expound on that?
Yes. In order to do anything great, you have to do, it takes courage. In order to do anything of any value, of any type of significance, you have to take courage. You have to use courage. You have to be strong and courageous. Like, it really does take that, because because that's how I got here. It was like, I love to think and pontificate and in my mind and ooh, that looks so, I could do that. But but I've done nothing, right? You know what I mean? It was all in my head. And then and then what I feel like we do is we suffer from analysis paralysis,
Ooh.
where you can think about a thing for so long and you can think about it all the way, and to where it then just like keeps you right here in the thought. There's no real execution. And so that's what I had to escape that and then jump toward doing this. So that's why I said I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the algorithms are. I don't know anything about how this game is played. I'm learning it, but I just had to go and do it. And so for a lot of people that want to be a YouTube creator, I was talking to some students the other day, and he's like, I want to make videos too. I was like, just start. I think because one of the big misconceptions in our business is that you need a whole lot of gear. No, you don't need the $1,000 gimbal. You don't need the $4,000 camera. No, you start where you are. You start where you can. You start within your budget, and then you just start creating. If your budget is your phone, okay, then that's where you start. If you have the ability to start on, you got a laptop, you got something, start on there. In this day and age, I heard somebody say there's no greater time than now to be alive. Like in this technological era, is like there's no greater time because the excuses are very limited. So because there's no excuse. And that's one of the things that my father, because I mean, you think back in the 80s or early 90s, where it was like you had 2579 in terms of the channels, right? You had CBS, NBC, ABC, that's it, right?
That's
okay,
it.
That was it, right? For a long time, and then things started to advance, and then cable, and now the internet, and now it's like because I worked in TV a little bit, and so the ratings are, in terms of the Nielsen ratings for the TV, are kind of skewed because nobody's really watching the show, but they're watching it on whatever clip online, and so it's like, how do you quantify that? How do you then show that your show or your content it has changed? And so for us that are in this digital age, you can literally do it if you have a story to tell, if you have an idea that is marketable, that's different, and do it. Even if it's not, and that's the thing, even if your friends don't think it's that cool, still do it. Because my father taught me this. He said, I'll never forget this, and it has shaped my business forever. He said, there is a market for everything. And so I was like, that means okay, because it's like, meaning like whatever it is that you do, there is literally someone on the other side of the world, maybe on the other side of the country, that will think what you do is special. But because we get into this like parameter, or like this thing where we, because of our neighborhood, right? We don't expand out, we don't go outside the hood. So it's like we just right here, because our neighbors don't see the value of it. We then close up and be like, well, maybe I should rethink that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. All right, because my friends didn't think it was cool, therefore maybe I shouldn't do that. No. If you really believe in it, and if you're in it, because I believe that God gave us all ideas. And so if God gave you the idea to do it, believe it, and then go for it. Because literally, if somebody in China, and this is true, I've seen this, somebody in China, a young lady or young man, can if they can eat a bowl of rice noodles, and there be 2 million people following and watching them eat. Beverly, they're not doing anything special other than watching them eat. She's eating, and they are the most popular thing on that side.
Because there's a market for it.
I eat every day. Okay, but there's a market for that. And so that was proof to what Daddy said. He was, because it's like, to me, that's ridiculous. And I'm not going to spend 5 minutes of my life watching someone else eat a bowl of noodles. What value is that? But because that's a value to them and that audience, she gonna keep eating. And then the next week, it's something else. And so if you have an idea, do it. Just start. The proof, and it's like, yeah, you get some money, maybe get some money, and get some ads. Maybe put the parameters on the ads outside of your community. Maybe try Colorado. Maybe try Nova Scotia. Who, you know what I mean? Because social media, you have the ability to reach the world.
That's right.
I'm fortunate enough to be able to, because I see the analytics, and I have some friends that live in Israel, that live in North Africa, that live in France, different things like that. So they're able to see my content, and I haven't seen them in years.
Wow.
But I am able to reach them, and just wait if they feel that one of my pieces of content is worthy to be reposted. Now, all of my things is going to be now to their audience in Israel or in North Africa. You know what I mean? You see, because you just have to just trust the process. And so that's kind of what I've been on.
Trust in the process. You said start where you are. There is no excuse, and belief. And we're going to add one. Last week, another cousin said, think outside the box. Your friends might not agree with you, but it's your belief.
It's your belief.
Talk about this thinking outside the box for people that are listening to you saying, I have been stuck in analysis paralysis. How can they think outside the box, Alex?
I'm looking for my old logo. When it was, it's a fridge thing. When it was, it's a fridge thing, that was it was a hashtag, and then there was a box next to it. And I would tell people that it was like, we're thinking outside of the box, because we were literally outside. It was low hanging fruit, but it was fun. But I thought it was cool. I'm just starting out. See, I just did it, right? We had to grow up. I just did it. But that is the only way. You have to bypass what people say or what people don't say, because we also know that if they don't say anything, then we take that as they may not have liked it or didn't care for it, right? But so we have to think outside of what is comfortable and be okay with it.
Yes,
because it doesn't. There's a poem that I'm not gonna attempt to say, but I know the one line, it says, "Do not go quiet into that dark night." Right?
That dark
night. Don't go quietly, because it's already dark. It's already you're in pitch. It's already there's no light anywhere, but yet that you trust the process, that there is light at the end of it. You have to just go through it. And that is, I feel like that's really helpful to think outside of the box, because it will help you think beyond your circumstance, think beyond who you think you are at this moment, and who you are, and who you have been told you are. Because we ingest a lot of different things, that's not really profitable, or people like, oh no, girl, don't do that. And then we give so much power to those people that don't really help us. You know what I mean? That are not speaking life. They don't give life. Oh, girl, don't do that. You don't want to do that. Girl, I was over there, blah, 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 blah. And then you be like, oh, really? Oh. Yeah. And then you think about it. So I know in business wise, I've had to think outside the box. I had to, because there are 1,000,005 videographers, photographers. There's nothing different about what I do. There's nothing. I'm one of many. So it's like, well, how do I then separate myself? And I feel like that's very different for everybody. I don't want to, tell people how to be, but you do have to separate yourself in a world full of a million people. You know, what is it that you provide? I know for me, when you get me, you're gonna get absolute full commitment, right? It's like when I'm on a job and I'm just a video guy, I am also the servant. I am also cleaning the tables. I'm also the aesthetic person to make sure things look good. I'm also the person that needs the Kleenex. So you get a full service. So it's like, that's why we also charge. That's why I charge so much, right? Right. Because I'm giving myself for this thing, but I'm also noticing because I'm a part of the team, right? And so
That's
because
good.
right. And so you think they're like, oh, that's none of my business. No, it is part of your business because you're hired to make them look good. And so when I'm on the job, I'm thinking of ways to make the client look good. I'm thinking of ways of which, how can I offer my services? So that way when they think of me, they think, man, that guy was great. Oh, he gave his whole body to the thing. You know what I mean? So that way it's the experience that people really remember more so than the product. Because I did learn that I guess that is a way that I've thought outside the box, or that I've separated myself, was that during weddings, this is one of my tools I use. This is like a Ronin. So like,
okay,
this is to keep all of the camera like incredibly steady, right? So I use this and it does all the work for me. But there's also some technique that I have to use in order to get the shot that I'm thinking of, right? And so you're at a wedding, everybody's eyes are on the bride and groom, but the eyes are on you. You know what I mean? Because you're like in their view and in their way. And so I'm gliding with them, and then I get down on the ground, and then I'm like, oh, I'm like this, and I'm doing all this crazy stuff, to where they now remember the experience of having me at their greatest day, right? Or one of their best days. So if you can offer a greater experience for the client, that is what they take away outside of the video. Yeah, if you give them a video and you weren't personable, and you were just regular. If you were just regular, you could create a great video, but you did nothing memorable. The Lord is giving me this as I'm talking to you, so I guess
please flow with it.
Because it's like, because I realize that now. It's like, as you are, because because if you're out there, you're a witness to of God, of your business, of your constituents, of your family. And when you go out to these places, you are a representation of where you're from. And so if you were just regular, it was just like, yeah, he was all right. But what I have been blessed to be able to say is that, no, we want to work with Fridge. No, it's like, yeah, there's another videographer that I brought in, and he's done some amazing work. He's Emmy nominated. He's this. No, we want to work with Fridge. And I'm only blessed. And the only way I'm able to have that trust in my clients is because I offer them an experience when they work with me. And so it's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan,
yes,
and Kevin Durant, they both have said this. It was like, there's somebody that's in the stands who has never seen me play before. And so they took that as every night I had to perform. It was every night because somebody paid to come see them. And because he wanted to make sure that they walked away, that knowing that what they heard about me was true. What they heard was that I'm good, or I'm the best, was absolute, because he knew that he wanted to prove that to this little one, or to this or to these fans, that may have doubted it, that what you heard about me is true. And so that's the thing, is that like every night that you go out, you may not want to go, but you got to give it your best. You have to go out and dominate every single night, because your business depends on it. You
The
know,
business.
your brand depends on it, especially if it's all on you in the beginning. You know what I mean? And that's what I try to teach my interns,
Yeah.
my interns, because they're a representation of me. I cannot force someone to be, have the personality like me. I cannot force them to be like me. Right. We're not making, miniature me's.
There's no mini me's going on.
No, yeah, there's no mini me's. No, I can teach you a skill, and I can give you how you can apply it to your life and your cadence, so that way you can then find your niche. But the principle is still the same. You give everything to it. So,
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I want you to speak on this because you mentioned analysis paralysis. How
yeah.
do people move forward even when they are afraid? Some people they know what they want to do, but the fear, Alex, there's fear out there.
Fear, a lot of fear. And I think I think the first thing you should do is turn the TV off. Oh, I'm sorry.
Put your hat on.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
The darts are coming.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we going there? We
are going there. You need your hard hat.
I got my hard hat on.
Could you, because see, you're going to help, especially those of a certain age. Please talk about that, this distraction, the TV and the Facebook.
Right.
Just comments. I'm not talking about where they're learning something from your channel.
No.
But talk about that. Why did you say turn the TV off?
I said turn it because that is where fear, and that is where you then, instead of listening to yourself, instead of praying, instead of doing whatever, instead of being quiet, right? To where your mind can then focus, right? You then turn the TV on, or you then turn Facebook on, and there's nothing positive on as much as you try, there might be some funny stuff on there. There might be some informational stuff on there, but if what you need is quiet, so that way you can then figure out what you're going to do. But because we feed ourselves with entertainment, and we feed ourselves with what's in front of us, that is what it is that we are going to ingest, and we're going to put that out. You're only as good as what you put in, so because what you put out is based on what you put in. And so that's why I read my Bible, right? I read my Bible. I love my Bible. I try to read it. I mean, I'm on the phone now, but I need to read the physical one. So that way, because it's something different about it, right? I'm trying to read. My wife is an avid reader. First of all, I love my wife. I want to make sure I say that. I love that woman. But she's an avid reader. She reads a lot. She's
well, wait a minute. Hi, wife. Hello.
Right. I don't know if she's watched. She's somewhere in there.
Giving a shout out because that's
shout out to her. Yes, she's fantastic. She makes me better because you know why? You know what she said? She's like, I don't even want TVs in the house. She didn't want TVs in the house because the ads, because of the programming and all these different things that you're going to then see that your eyes are going to witness are not going to help you when it is that you're trying to make a tough decision, or you're trying to make a life decision. So it's like I don't even need the distraction, right? Now, granted, we have a TV, in the house, but only for when we are not to be on. You know what I mean? It's only
that's right.
And that's the thing. It may be a lot for people to turn the TV or to not have TVs in the house. But if you just moderate how much of it, let's start there, right? If we moderate how much television how long we're on our phones, how long we're ingesting social media, put in your phone, you can monitor how much time you spend on a given app, right? I give myself on Instagram 45 minutes a day, because you can watch a video and there might be 5 minutes, but a lot of it is 30 seconds, but you can spend a lot of time on here. But 45 minutes a day. After that, it tells me, all right, that's enough, and then you go from there. But hey, if you only want to spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes, there are ways in which you can limit the distractions in your life. So that way you can then be clear and be focused. So that way you then can make a clear decision on what it is. Because if you were talking and I'm talking over you, go ahead, talk, Beverly. Say something.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but if I'm talking over you, how can you hear?
Excellent example.
How can you hear? How can I hear?
Can't.
You can't hear when something is talking over you. And so it's like, how are you going to then make a giant leap or make a leap? And that's what I said in my last post. I challenged a whole bunch of people to limit their distraction. What is distracting you? What is causing you from, what is preventing you? So it's like you got a roadblock. So it's like you need to get here, but you right here, and there's something right here, right? And you can't get here. So it's like, what is blocking you from just another? And it could be a friend of mine. One of the good responses I got from that challenge was a friend of mine. He said, man, I appreciate that, man. I just turned off my notifications on my phone. You know what I mean? And that's big because it's something about something in us molecularly that when we see a notification, we have to respond to it. Like we see like the numbers or like, oh, I got 2 text messages. Let me check I gotta get this down to 0. You know what I mean? You ever get that feeling where it's just like, I got to get rid of this because this is going to bug me all day. I don't know what that is. That's for smart people to tell me what that is. But I know that if I turn the notifications off, I'm not triggered to then when I'm in idle time to then, I'm relaxing. And because there's no notifications at all, I'm not on my phone every 35 seconds. So that's one way. And then once you have a clear mind to be able to then don't talk to nobody. That's what I would say. After you have a clear mind, don't talk. Yes, you have your mentors. There is wisdom and wise counsel. There is great gain in wise counsel. I am absolute, but we're not talking about wise counsel. We're talking about Pookie and Ray Ray, okay, that don't really help, that you know their value, and you know that you can't talk to them about every single thing. And so don't talk to Pookie and Ray Ray because Pookie and Ray Ray are not helpful to your advancement or for you to make a big decision. Now, I am so sorry if Pookie and Ray Ray is all you have, but maybe just if they're all you have, that's okay. Keep them, but don't tell them about this play. Don't tell them. Talk to if your wise counsel is your parents, if your wise counsel is your pastor or your mentor, talk to them about something that you're trying to do, your next step. Someone that is going to give you objective truth. I live in absolutes. I live in absolute values. And so I try to find out what is the truth about a thing, right? And so I look for them. My pastor is real good about the absolute, the truth, right? And so it's like, and he gives me this side and this side, right? And then my brother, one of my friends, he tells me this great thing, and I'm gonna stop talking, I promise you. He preached a message and he said, you can write this one down too, Bev. He said,
all right.
What do you want? He asked the question, what do you want? Shout out to Nate Brown. He said, what do you want? What does it cost? Pay it. And that's it. That's all he said. That's it.
We've got to stop right there because this, I'm trying not to have a moment, but I do when I have a coffee talk. I'm going to tell a family member to watch this podcast because that's a confirmation.
Man.
They're going through and distracted on the wrong thing. No, stop. And I had to remind them what you need to focus on is what do you want?
Right.
And again, that came from above. That's not from me. What do you want? So you saying that is a confirmation. I want to recap, Alex. I wrote down as you were talking about coming out of analysis paralysis, start where you are. And I will put timestamps. My followers know I will put timestamps so they can click. It's like an index.
Oh,
Start
wow.
where you are. Number 2, there is no excuse. Number 3, believe in yourself. Number 4, get quiet. And number 5, when you were saying, okay, after you get quiet, turn the phone off, stop the notifications, that takes discipline.
Yeah, right. Turn the phone off. Don't tell
and
nobody.
Then you said, what do you want? What is the cost? Pay it.
Pay it. It's as simple as that. It really is. Like, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want? Where do you want to achieve?
Mm-hmm.
Count the cost. What does it cost? Evaluate the pros and the cons of a thing. Really think about it. You can't do this with the TV on. You can't do this with, music playing, you just sitting chilling. No. This takes real thought. This takes real time. Evaluate, what does this decision mean for my growth? What does this decision mean for my life? And then 3, pay it. Do it. Don't think about it. Yeah, Nike, go ahead. Just do it. You know what I mean? After you have counted the cost, and then or don't do it.
Or don't do it.
Or don't.
Sometimes the answer is nope, that's not for you.
Right, because you can see that the cost is too great. You could be like, oh man, but I don't really want to do that. I guess I can't do that. Boom, answer. On to the next one. Because there's always going to be more. You got a list of decisions that you have to make. You got papers that, think of like on all of these, you got to make decisions. And so you have to spend time qualifying and quantifying. Does this work for me where I am right now? Not where you're gonna be. No, don't. Yeah, I'm gonna make it. No, but where are you right now? Right now, no, I'm gonna buy that building. You don't have $100 in your bank account, so you can't even talk to. Okay, right now, it's good to future cast, but we're talking about right now. Where does this decision help me, or am I able to do this right now?
Okay, that is really good too, because a lot of my viewers, some are making decisions about where they are post-pandemic for their jobs. Other people are looking at retirement and maybe possibly relocating or moving abroad, right? And so start where you are right now. And then your number 6 point was pros and cons. And so this is doable, but you can't do it with the TV on.
Can't do it distracted. Can't, you got to get quiet. That's it. It's like, okay, you don't watch TV. Fine. What is the thing that distracts you? What is the thing that you go to for relaxation, right? That when you are stressed out and you need a break from the world, what is that first thing that you run to? So that way, then you can then realize that, okay, I need to avoid this when I need to make a great decision, right? So it's like you identify that, then you get quiet, and then you think.
Excellent. Listen, you already answered about what to do for steps for those to become content creators. So I wrote that down, but I want out of your mouth, and I'll leave the content information below. Where can people reach you if they want your services? How can people reach you?
People can reach us. What should I give you? We can go the email route. My email is create at admediagroup.net. So create at admediagroup.net. My social media is Alexander Fridge. That's Instagram and Facebook. You can find Alexander Fridge, and if you DM me there, I try to be good about that, to pay attention to those, and then we can talk. So we travel all over. So
Excellent. Okay, so that's at Alexander Fridge. That's your
yeah,
handle.
yeah, that's my
Yeah.
handle. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This has been so good.
This is
And
good
I
for me.
love it when there is like a confirmation, because then I know
Yeah,
we're not just out talking, we are really hitting a mark. We're hitting a
yeah,
target.
yeah. Now I'm glad to know that, and especially as somebody that's kin to us. And so I'm glad that, you know, I could help, and I appreciate it, because a lot of that was just coming right through this medium, you know.
Just letting it flow.
Just letting it flow. Just letting it flow. So I thank you for having me. Beverly.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful. And so now, for those of you that want to contact Alex, his information is in the description, but do more than that. If there is something that you heard today, make a comment, and I'm going to actually put a request on Alex on camera so he can't say no. Alex, see how I got you hostage?
That's
If
good.
I send you an email and say, Alex, somebody asked you a question, would you promise to come back and maybe respond to a couple? I won't, because I know you're busy.
Yeah. No, hey, no, what did I say before on the phone? I said, I got time for my family. I have to make time for my family. Okay. So yeah, no, it's so, you know, if anybody had any more questions about what was said, we could talk about it, because I appreciate you having me. First of all, I'm glad that you're doing this. I'm glad that you are successful in doing this. But this was like really stretching me in my purpose. You know, this is where I really, really desire to be, is to help people get out of whatever rut, you know what I mean, and get to not to the next level. We're just trying to go one step up. You know,
right.
we're not trying to build Rome. Okay. We just literally trying to just fix the patches in our house. Okay. Fix, you know, let's just worry about what it is that we're responsible for, and that what we can do. And so if I can help people to do that, then I feel fulfilled. So
excellent. Okay.
So.
Don't leave, Alex. We're going to
Okay.
say goodbye to the viewers, but I have some more. So thank you. And you know, Milers, I appreciate you being here today. I know this was good. And thank you for being a part of my birthday month. But you know, we always end every video with take it one day at a time and keep it simple, my friends. Until next time on Miles and Coffee.